From the Brockville, the City of Brockville Municipal Heritage Committee, I'm talking with Ida Duke. And we're going to talk, there are an advisory committee. And let's find out more as to what they actually do and how they designate, or if they do designate, the properties that are here in Brockville. Ida, welcome to the program.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
I am so excited about having you here to talk about designations and the properties and the heritage and the whole business.
Fantastic.
So please, tell us about this Heritage Committee. What do you do?
Heritage Committee, what do we do?
Yes.
We do quite a bit.
I think so.
First of all, I'd say we have a fantastic Heritage Committee. The group is amazing. With varied backgrounds. There's a lawyer, there's an architect, there is an individual who has a background in art and architecture, and we also have one member who has a PhD in education.
Isn't this interesting?
You know
this
what? It's amazing, yeah. And what is more amazing is that you have this group of people with so much education behind them, and their passion for heritage is incredible. So you get the combination of both coming together, you marry them together, and it is a very productive, amazing committee.
So does Brockville have a lot of history?
Oh my God, my goodness. Oh, yes, it does.
It does.
Absolutely. We are the oldest incorporated town.
We are indeed.
In Ontario. Our buildings, the architecture is just amazing. Anyone who has visited Brockville will say the architecture is just amazing. You walk downtown and it's like walking into the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's too bad that some of the homes years ago were either torn down or, ended up in a fire or whatever. It's sad. It's really
Absolutely.
sad.
But it's a fact that, it happens.
It happens. It does indeed.
Yeah.
So the committee that you have is a volunteer committee?
Volunteer, yes.
Okay, so how do you become part of the committee?
If you go onto the Brockville City website, there's a section there where they have a list of the committees, and you just apply through there. Yeah.
Alrighty, so you apply
Absolutely.
to be on this committee.
Right.
Okay, I understand. So when it comes to heritage, I think and see plaques all over Brockville.
Yes.
But there's a lot more than just putting a plaque on a building.
There's a lot more than putting a plaque on a building. And again, if you go to our Heritage Brockville website, you could see a list of the plaques that are on the building. Some of them are put way back through the Historic Society, and then some of them Heritage Brockville. And we also have the plaques. If you walk downtown, you see those heritage plaques, and they are amazing. Yeah. And you read about, for example, there's Smart Foundry, there's a museum, you read the plaque, and it's a little mini encyclopedia. Yeah. So we are responsible for that also. We are responsible, of course. We are an advisory committee only. We don't have the final stamp on designation, but we do advise people that have want designation or already designation. We give them information as to, we advise them, like, the color, perhaps the materials, and so forth and so forth.
Oh, to keep it as authentic as it can be.
Now, mind you, sometimes it is hard to find those materials. And if you do, they are very expensive.
Yes.
But there are materials out there that will match up with the authentic type of, let's say, baseboard, for example.
Yes.
We had I don't know if you're familiar with the building, is 22 Courthouse. This was about two years back. Mm-hmm. They wanted to put an additional entrance. They used to be the
it was the Brockville
Club.
Yes, it was the Brockville Club. Yes.
And they wanted to put an addition where that causeway is between the post office and the building, right. And they came to us with the site, with the drawings, and they were very sympathetic to what they wanted to do. So we advised them, go ahead, and it was amazing. And if you do drive by it, it is amazing how well matched it is. Like, it seems that it was there forever.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how does a building become a designated property?
Well, the owner, let's say if you want yours designated, you have to go through a process.
And it should be old, right? Like, we're not talking new.
I'm not talking about a 10-year-old. I'm talking, for example, a building that was built in 1850,
Yes,
1875.
an older building.
And also that in itself is a process, because what we do is we look at the building and we follow a criteria. What's historical about it? The people that built it, were they people in the community that were well known, that contributed to the community, the advancement of the community? The architect, who were they? How many other buildings did they do in Brockville?
So it's like a little history.
It is,
okay.
Yeah. And what's good about we have a working group right now, and we're doing this right now. We're going through each building that's designated. Not designated, that is on the registry list.
Okay.
And we're going through this criteria, and it's amazing what you find out once you delve deep into it. The history behind the people and what they did for the community. It's amazing.
It must be.
Yeah, it is. It's very, yeah.
So, to become designated, I am just assuming this. I assume that I would contact you and say that I live in a home that was built in the 1900s,
yes.
And I think it should be property that is designated. But I have heard that I can't change anything.
Correct.
So what do you say to that?
What I say to that, first of all, I think the term designation has negative connotations to it. Because right away you think, oh my goodness, I can't change.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Okay.
Inside, yes, of course, you want to paint your wall pink or whatever. On the outside, what we're trying to do is to preserve the original facade of the building. Mm-hmm. And like I said before, there are materials out there that you can find to replace. Stone, if you have a veranda that's out of wood and there's particular accents to it on the top, there's a way of doing this.
Okay, so
yeah,
it's
but
not...
it is a process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but absolutely.
So if I was walking downtown and I noticed this house, and I thought, that should be one that the Heritage should have on their register. Mm-hmm. Is that something that I can contact you people and say
us
yes?
And we'll take a look at it, yeah.
And then you will contact the people, the homeowners, and ask them if you can talk to them about this?
Yes.
Oh, so that's how it works.
Yes. Yeah. We definitely, there's a conversation.
Yes.
It's a conversation between a number of people and levels too.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's just not that house is going to be designated and I'm putting on a plaque.
No.
So the group itself, they have to be individuals that like history, right?
Absolutely.
They have to be. So you're all like-minded people.
All like-minded.
And I would think that your meetings are very, very lively, meaning that everybody's always excited about, did you know this property?
Yes.
And it goes on and on.
We're all
there.
very passionate.
Yes.
Very passionate.
So how long is your list? Is it pages and pages of your register?
Well, right now we have on the registry list, we have I'd say about 54 houses.
Really, that many?
Buildings that we're looking at.
Isn't that amazing?
That we're writing up reports.
Yes.
Why we think it should be designated, whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a list also on the website of places that are already designated.
Okay. All right, good. All right, because I have noticed, and I do know that some are, but there's still a lot, and you've got
absolutely.
50 on your list already.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else that you'd like our viewers to know about this?
We have Heritage Week coming up.
Yes.
And we're in the process of planning an all-day event for the community. We're still working on all the final details. So once everything is set, we will let the public know. And we encourage people to come out to meet the committee. You know what? It's a day of history, let's say. Find out more about Brockville and its history and the buildings.
and find
the
out more about
people.
designation
Yeah,
and what it means.
absolutely.
Yes, it's not as scary as what some people think.
No, it's not. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Thank you ever so much for sitting
Oh,
down
well,
with me.
thank you for having me here
I
today.
really appreciate it.